cross and a dangly earring on the right ear.
Yes.
Yeah. Rock it all day. You
mane and tail, baby. Mane and tail.
Does your dad still have his hair, Caleb?
No, it's quickly receding.
That was one of the side effects, apparently.
Hello, and welcome everyone to episode 198 of The Mashup, the shortest bourbon conversation you're going to hear all week long. We're your hosts, Steven, Anthony, and Kenny. What's up, Kenny?
Kenny.
What's
up, yo?
Hey, we got some fresh faces around the table here that we'd like to introduce you to. Sir, you're not your first time on the podcast. We have...
Indeed, not my first time on the podcast. My name's Caleb. I've been here before. It's been about a year.
Caleb Joy, come on down. How you doing, man?
Doing all right. I'm glad to be back.
Dude, we're happy to have you on here. And then we also have the famed...
The man
of the
One of the funniest dudes I ever met in my life.
There you go. Mr. Jordan Newberry.
Jordan.
What's up, guys? What's going on?
There you go.
You can't find him on social media.
You can't. In fact, should we say something about that right now?
He had a very, very popular Facebook page.
For a half a minute.
And then he made me shut it down.
I'm sticking to the gram only. I can only handle so many socials.
Yeah, so he's not at Facebook, and we were sitting around drinking one night, and I created a Facebook page, and it was pretty active. And he got so many text messages from his friends like, I've sent you friend requests, man. Why aren't you approving me on your friend request?
I will say I had no say in the picture, the info, anything about the account. I had no say in. So, you know.
And the worst part, I forgot the password I set up for it. So I couldn't get into it for a while to close it out.
Yeah. So. And then you posted, and then the things you would post would be like breaking out the good stuff and then having a picture of Basil Hayden.
Yes, Basil Hayden, baby.
You know, so from my standpoint, I didn't even know what happened. I had no idea that wasn't actually Jordan's profile.
Yeah.
And so when it came clear to me that Kenny created it, then it was even funnier because of the Basil Hayden picture. Yeah, Caleb. So Kenny, Kenny with his profile creation and things that he does.
I know. I saw it.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah,
okay, I didn't know if you saw
my
it.
family is actually, I have Newberries on my mother's side. And so I was like, is this a distant relative that I have? I'm like... There's no way.
That was the final straw. I had to pull the plug on it.
There's no way I know a Newberry that goes into bourbon on my family.
I would not want to be related to Caleb either.
That is. So actually what happened was today, actually, we convened a group of the esteemed panel of the best of 2024 folks. And there were people here for various amounts of time. I was not one of the early people here. Kenny and Jordan were. Caleb and I came afterwards, M.H. Alves, other people. And so we just decided that we could get a quick hitter in and record a short. And so here we are. And we're very excited because Jordan brought one of the bottles that will be in the list of the best of 2024. And we would like to give it a review on this short episode tonight. So
this has been in our best of for the last 2 years. So it'll be the third year in a row. So you guys usually score it higher than I do because to me it tastes a little astringent.
Right.
But I poured this earlier tonight. And this, I think it tasted better than the last 2 years, the last two versions of it.
I think they're definitely a developing brand because you're seeing the regular stuff on the shelf now in most of your retail stores.
Yeah, definitely. And so
without any further ado,
what we have tonight is the 13th Colony Distillery's Double Oaked Bourbon, the cask strength Double Oaked Bourbon. And this is actually coming to us from the 13th Colony Distillery. And is that Americus, Georgia? Americus,
Georgia.
So this,
sweet Georgia.
We don't know a whole lot about it, but it's the ABV is 66.87. Proof is 133.74. This is a 2024 bottle date. Oh, that's a nice pop there. There's a lot of controversy surrounding this whiskey, but before I tell you anything else about it, do you guys know what the MSRP is on this?
$199.
Yeah.
$199?
Is that right?
I think it was $199. Yep. Yeah. So $199. But before we even get into talking about anything else, I have to read this side label to you. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. So it says, aged in 2 new bourbon barrels, this 13th Colony cask strength bourbon may well be the South's most decadent nightcap. Notes of maple smoked bacon, cream soda, orange blossom, toffee blend with maple, drizzled pancakes, dry aged beef, peppercorn, and sea salted caramel in a very long finish. Ooh, that sounds really delicious.
Sounds like you're going to hung over and going to a Waffle House and just throwing it all on your plate.
It does sound like that, but I mean, this has been, what is this? Do you guys know what number release this is? Is this like
third one, right?
Third one that they're doing now?
Third.
Yeah. And when I say this whiskey is not without controversy, there were very popular people in the bourbon community calling out 13th Colony, saying that they put additives in this whiskey. We're not here tonight to tell you whether or not that's true. We're here to just tell you how it tastes.
Yeah, and if you look on their bottle as compared to their website, they were way more informative on their website than the bottle. So some of the stuff is their own. Some of their stuff is distilled, whether it's MGP or something else. But their website had a lot more information about what was actually in the bottle than the bottle itself did. You know, they just kind of kept it like simple on the bottle. But,
Yeah.
you know, Alves and a few people I'm pretty close to have been to their distillery, and there's no way they put additives in there, I don't think. But, man, it's just where it's so hot down there. And with the double oaking process, it is motor oil, man.
Dude, it looks
dark.
like you throw straight up diesel in your pickup truck.
Yeah, very, very dark.
It's darkness. I love it.
But this is
It's like coffee dark.
yeah, but this is a short,
Yes.
not a long.
Not along.
So let's go nose and taste, fellas.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
I can't wait to hear what Jordan and Caleb have to say about this nose. You know, people know what we think about these noses, but the two new guys got to get in here.
I think it does carry some of that ethanol proof on the nose, but it mellows out really quick.
Uh-oh, Kenny's coughing over there. I don't know if he likes that.
I got the Rona.
He's got it, yeah.
I got the Rona.
Got the Rona.
Kenny's got plenty of ivermectin stocked up. So
Hey, man,
There
I
you
do.
go. There you go. What's that, the horse tranquilizer?
No horse tranquilizer. Hey, being a running coach, all my athletes are asking me now, hey, can we take these horse electrolytes?
Oh,
because
really?
it's a big conspiracy going around the athletic world of like, hey, if the prices of Gatorade and all these vitamin waters are going up, can we take horse electrolytes?
Oh, my God.
Is it legal to take horse electrolytes?
I think Giancarlo
You
Stanton's
play
on the
along with
horse
that
electrolytes.
same that same mantra. When I was in junior high school, this was the late '80s,
He can't remember anything, ladies and gentlemen.
before Billy Ray Cyrus and the quote unquote mullet.
Oh, yeah.
We had long hair,
Okay.
and it was cut as a mullet. It just wasn't called a mullet back then.
Yeah.
So to go with that same mantra, all of us, we went and got this stuff called mane and tail, which was for horses.
For horses, yeah.
Man, it made your hair grow so thick and so smooth.
dad had
and
it.
so pretty. No, me and your dad are the same age.
I
We went to
know.
the same school.
I know.
We both had incredibly nice mullets.
Yeah, the mullet with
Yes.
the cross and the dangly
Yes,
earring on
100%.
the right ear.
Yes.
Yeah, rocked
Yes.
it all day. You
So
two
mane
all
and tail,
day?
baby. Mane and tail.
does your dad still have his hair, Caleb?
No, it's quickly receding.
That was one of the side effects, apparently.
I have my hair. I have my hair.
Jordan. Oh, that's killer.
I can only say that because I too am
I have
follically
my
challenged.
I think the mane and tail is specifically for the Derby horses because as soon as they hit like 3 or 4 years old, they're done.
Jordan, you have not seen my back. I still have my hair, bro.
There you go. There's where the hair's at. But on this nose, I know I read the side of the bottle, which I probably shouldn't have, but there's definitely a distinct mapley, oaky.
Maple syrup.
Yeah, maple syrup oaky
Yeah.
is kind of where the nose is
Dude.
at, man. It's just right there.
I just went in for a taste.
Molasses.
Oh, you already went in for a taste?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It is a dessert. It is a toasted marshmallow, a syrupy, a pancakey. It's an oaky. All that rolled in together. It's a bomb.
Man,
It's a flavor bomb.
Yeah, absolutely.
did you get the peppercorn or dry aged beef?
No, I did not.
No, but if you're a chicken and waffles connoisseur, you still get some of the savory notes on it, though.
Man, I just tasted now too. I know we skipped ahead a little bit, but that's how his short goes. It's got quite a finish too.
Yeah, absolutely.
The finish
No,
goes
it
and goes
goes,
and
it
goes.
It doesn't drink as hot as what is it, 133?
Yeah, 133. There's no way.
I would say it's about 120.
Yeah, it's definitely, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah.
So last year's version of this, I didn't score it really high,
I loved it.
but with the 6 of us blinding, it still scored really high last year.
I think this year's is better.
This
than
year's
last
might even score this. I think it's better than last year's.
100%.
I really
This is
do.
definitely more mellowed out
Yeah.
than last year's.
It seems like if I was to criticize this at all, I would say that some of the oak goes a little bit too far. Like it almost is it's just right in the middle of the palate. It's like very grip you kind of oak, but it doesn't bother me too much because everything else is so
I think
sweet.
it's more like a Woodford Double Oaked on steroids at barrel proof. Plus you throw it in with a little bit of molasses on the back end of it. That sweetness to it. Because that Woodford doesn't have.
Gosh dang it. I think it's a lot better than the previous 2 years.
Yeah, I do think last year's was a little more tannic, a little more oaky. Yes. I think this is a little sweeter. It's a little... It's what they would consider the fat kid whiskey. This is what appeals to all of us.
Yes, fat kid whiskey, man. I don't know if Alves coined that or somebody.
He did. But, that's the first time I ever heard it.
Fat kid whiskey, what I heard from Alves. But the first 2 years were kind of like a little bit tannic, and kind of even though they might have been good, it also like drew me up on the finish. This doesn't draw me up.
No.
Yeah.
No.
This is the dessert fat kid whiskey without the tannic.
Nice.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, I feel like it's got everything you want.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I knew nothing about 13th Colony except for I told the story going back to our visits to South Carolina where we go on vacation every year. And they had like a 13th Colony. It was a French oak finish, but it was only like a 2 or 3 year old bourbon. And even then, I spent $50 on it. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to like this. And it really grew on me. Just the way they do their double oaking process or their finishing process in general must be something special because I remember liking that back then. And then when I got to taste this, I was like head over heels. In fact, I think last year I had to buy a bottle from someone on secondary because I really wanted it so bad that I had to have one.
Yeah,
especially after Best of.
Especially this, I know this doesn't have a specific age statement on it, but you can definitely tell that it's more of an older oak. It's not very young oak at all. Even with it being a double oak, you don't get like totally blown out of your palate on the oakiness.
Doesn't seem like it.
And I didn't do my homework on this one, but I do remember Ryan saying that there should be a correlation in how they age it in the first barrel as far as the length of time in that matches sort of what they age it in the second barrel.
I know last year was crazy, as in it was literally almost aged the same time in the second barrel as the first barrel.
That's wild. Yeah. That's like not heard of.
Yeah, this year's I don't know about.
And if I'm off, then facts optional. I'm right on the line with everything else.
The right place.
But like some double oak, it might be like in the second barrel 6 months, a year.
No,
they were like last year was like 6 years or something, right? It was something crazy in the second barrel.
Yeah, I mean, Woodford specifically says that on some of their double oak releases, it's aged for 6 months. Yeah,
Woodford, Chris Morris, forget y'all, man. I'm just.
Hey. Do you have strong opinions, sir?
We are tired of 90.4 proof bourbon. Chris Morris, you hear us?
He's retired.
Give us Woodford. He's retired. Give us Woodford at barrel proof.
I think every single. Well, they do have barrel proof.
Barrel proof picks.
We're talking about single barrel proof.
Yeah, single
from
barrel,
Woodford.
not blends.
Yeah. Still the most underwhelming barrel pick I've ever been on in my entire life.
Is Woodford.
I appreciated the opportunity when they were like, here you go. You're going to taste these 3 things at cast strength. Then we're going to add water. Then you're going to mix them together.
Well,
and I'm like, ooh.
You all are big on conspiracies, correct?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Why not?
Yeah, conspiracies in the last 2 or 3 years aren't conspiracies anymore.
Okay, so Kenny, stop talking.
So
they are factual.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, maybe because they don't release their single barrels. Maybe they're King of Kentucky.
I like the way you're thinking, but we all think that King of Kentucky
is early times,
really
just older.
Early times,
yeah.
So old times, not early times.
Old times, just like 1924 this year, right? Isn't 24 is early times, right?
Yeah, that was 19. Yep.
1924 is early times. Okay, so we're way off base now, guys. Are you ready after tasting here to render judgment on the world famous pass, try, or buy?
One quick thing, though.
Okay, wait.
So these are 200 retail.
Hold up. Back up the truck.
200 retail.
200 retail.
Secondary's been 700.
700.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I've been out of the market for so long.
Oh,
we know that.
Yeah, we know you have.
This
so long.
This is like awakenings for Caleb. He was in a coma for a year.
Where is this economy gone?
Yeah.
It's 700 for
The lowest I've seen one in secondary was 675, and the highest I think I've seen one is 750. So yeah, about 700.
So that's why I'm at work and I'm offered to get this bottle. That I should have got this bottle.
You should have got it. Yeah, you should have bought it. Yeah, yeah.
Because you were raised by a middle class mom.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm very.
No idea.
I'm very balling on a budget.
All right.
If you have a 2-year-old toddler, you would understand.
Is that the secondary pricing on these? On the new ones?
Yeah,
okay.
New ones.
I think it's like 675, 700.
Right? Yeah, that's what they're at.
No way.
So
gentlemen, would you pass, try, or buy on this year's version, the 2024 version of 13th Colony Double Oaked Cast Strength Whiskey? In no particular order. Whoever wants to jump in, you tell us what you think.
I mean, I think I'd definitely for $199, I'd buy this any day of the week. This is definitely worth that price. And I mean, I think people are spending $675, $700 on things that taste much worse than this. So,
Okay. I like that.
I think I'm going to be
A buy?
on all
Buy.
counts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're a buy at retail
Yeah.
and potentially a buy at secondary.
I mean,
Up to close to secondary.
yeah, I think at that point you
400,
definitely want to
500.
try it first. Yeah.
All right.
And
Gotcha,
then,
gotcha.
then it's worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Caleb's jumping in too.
I'll
Gotta let
offer-
the guests go first. There you go.
As a very, very middle class man with a child and I'll have to say I have been very much out of the bourbon market for this past year, and trying this, it is an exceptional whiskey. It is very, very good. But at the retail price of $200, I think I'm unfortunately at a try. I don't think I could live with. I'm not saying not live with myself, but I would think that for the market at $200, I think I could get very significant whiskey at retail for this. But it is I would still rate this probably like 8.5 out of 10.
Okay, Caleb, hot seat. What whiskey are you going to get? Are you talking about like getting a BTAC at retail? What are you thinking? What's your comparison point?
Oh yeah, I mean, if you could get BTAC at retail, I think this definitely messes with BTAC at retail. If you got BTAC at like $120, $130 versus this at $199, I would definitely take BTAC.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Kenny, do you want me to jump in here, or do you?
I'll
wanna...
go.
Okay, go ahead. Bring it up there.
I'm a buy at retail. I am a buy up to probably 400 to 425.
That's fair.
I cannot be a buy at the secondary of 675 to 700.
Yeah.
To go against Caleb a little bit, since you've been out of the market a little bit,
I have been.
things like this don't exist at the $150, $200. So
Maybe that's why I've been out.
and that's why. So the reason I would stop at 4 to 425 is because that 4 to 425, you can get potentially maybe a Russell's Reserve Single Rick. You're close to a Russell's 15, Four Roses Father's Day at 600, stuff like that.
Right.
So, or 500. So this is, I'm not a buy up to 675 to 700, but I'm a buy at retail and a buy to maybe 400 to 425. But this is, if anybody liked the previous 2 years of this, then they will love this one, because this has all of the sweetness with the double oaked, with the marshmallow toasted, minus the tannic that the previous 2 years had. This does not have that draw you up tannic metallic like the previous 2 years.
I will say this, and I think there's a lot of other members in the same boat that I am in, because bourbon, you can say the bourbon boom happened, 2 years ago?
That's pretty fair, yeah.
Yeah. If I'm judging a bourbon, I think you should get an exceptional whiskey at $150. And this is $50 over. And I guess if that's my standard right now, I think it's a very, very close call on what it is for me. And I still think I'm definitely a try, because this is an awesome whiskey. But throwing it the $50 up, I don't know if that's because that's where the market has moved. Yeah. I think it's still a very good whiskey.
And to be very fair with what you're saying, literally a year from now,
right,
it might be back to that.
Right,
because that's the way things have been trending back down again.
100%.
So
right.
I can feel that.
Right. So all roads always lead back to me here, and I'm a buy at retail. The one thing that gives me a little bit of pause is I just didn't taste any beef or pork.
Oh my gosh!
When you got that on the bottle, there's dry aged beef and bacon. I kind of want a little bit of that. I've never gotten the bacon or dry aged beef off this, but I do think it's a delicious whiskey. In the blinds, that's where this came from. My love for this whiskey came from the blinds, because in that, where we're tasting 40 or 50 different whiskeys, 20, 30, 40 different whiskeys, I always scored this high. And even to the point where Kenny was like, "What's the matter with you?" He was like, "Bro, yeah, you didn't." Yeah,
I scored it low.
And so that's where my love affair came from, even tasting some of their stuff early on. And so now I'm kind of in that place where if I can get this for $199, I'm happy to have it all day. But I agree with all of you that I think the upper for me is probably $500 because I like it that much.
Yeah.
But man, $700 is steep.
Yeah.
Secondary to, and it's going. I mean, it's not like people were listing it going.
So
$675 maybe. People were jumping on it, I'm buying it.
But here's the thing.
$700 is like GTS, right?
Yeah. But here's the thing.
At least I'm that relevant.
650 to 750 is a lot of the GTS.
Yeah.
This to me is better than the last 2 years GTS.
Okay.
So that's why I'm not going to buy it at full 700, but I would go to 5, I would say.
Right.
But so that's the thing. Yeah. So in blinds, this is the last 2 years have not scored high for me personally because it's tannic.
Right.
This doesn't have the tannic, dude.
No.
But it's got everything else.
I think
so. This year's blinds coming up. This might be a super high score.
Just make sweet love to that.
It might be, man. It really might be.
Good old nightcap.
And that's exactly what made me want to try to buy this one when it became available. Is that last year I had no interest in this bottle when it first released.
But how good it scored last year.
And then it tasted really well. It did really well in the blinds. And then this year when they released it, I was like, well, I've got to try to get that.
Yeah.
So I
agree.
I wasn't going to miss the opportunity.
Yep.
Yeah. Is that a wrap?
No, that's good, man. Yeah. So be looking forward to more conversations about the best of 2024 coming out.
Yeah, we might be having these guys come on more often.
Yeah.
Look out.
Season's
Look forward to it.
up.
There you go.
Happy to be here.
All right.
Peace.
Toodaloo.
And with that, thanks for listening to this episode. Please like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Mashup KY.
Don't forget to visit our partner, bourbonoutfitter.com. Enter code The Mashup for a special discount.
Also,
Head on over to our partner, the Woodwork Collective, at woodworkcollective.shop. Enter code MASHUP for a 15% discount.
let us know your thoughts on this bottle in the comment section. Until next time, keep it neat.